Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Here we are looking at different ways to find and use images from the web. And the first way is to use Google's random images. You can use this format here. Okay, and if we go into Google, we'll run a search here, and it's going to return a series of images. Now, these images may cost in order to use them, so you do need to be careful how you select the images that you want to use. I've chosen random image size of 400 pixels wide by 400 pixels high, and it returns a series of images. Now, some of these do say licensable. So usually indicates that they can be licensed for use. Sometimes it's free, sometimes it's with a charge, but either way, one way or another, it is licensable. So that would be up to you to figure out how you would want to use that image. And if you don't want to use the random image text, you can also use anything else and it will return a series of images. Now, under tools, if you open up usage rights and you use Creative Commons licenses, these are the images that are generally considered free, but you would need to reach out to the specific website who's displaying that image as to whether or not you are allowed to use that image on your site. In cases like this, it is either easier to use a royalty free site or even consider using something like artificial intelligence to generate an image for you that you can then utilize um, in your website. And we will be covering that here shortly. So if I were to use an image from here, okay, I would grab an image and then I would copy the image's address and come over here and drop that directly into my source for the image. And now it displays that particular image and you'd add the appropriate alt text. Next option is to use royalty-free images. And royalty-free images, these are some of the best sites that I use when building out websites. Pixabay, Unsplash, and Pexels. I'm leaving links to each one of these in the code pen that we are working on. And essentially, when you choose an image from here, from one of these, you can select that image and then you'll have the option for a free download. And you can download this, and all of these are, for the most part, unless you see otherwise, these are for use for free under their license. So if you review their license, it says here what is allowed. All photos and videos are on Pexels are free to use. Attribution is not required. Giving credit to the photographer is not necessary, but it's always appreciated. What is not allowed generally is you cannot resell them. You're not allowed to use them in a way that's offensive. There's a list of them here that you're welcome to review. But these types of licensing agreements generally exist on each one of these. So this is for Unsplash. You can download them, you can use them for commercial and non-commercial. No permission is needed. You're not required to attribute the item. And this is Pixabay. And Pixabay's license is here. And let's see, I believe this one was a little bit more difficult to find. Let's try, oh, license summary, here it is. What are you allowed to do? Use the content for free. You do not have to give attribution. You are allowed to modify it into new works of art. What you can't do is resell it. And again, there's a whole list of items that you're not allowed to do with this particular site. Some of these sites do vary, but these are my three go-to sites that I use. Now, if you download the image, then of course you can um, simply use that image within one of your directories. However, if you are trying to simply link to the image, then the best option there is to do something like this, where you open an image and then you right click on it, go to inspect, and these are source sets. So you'd have to grab probably the largest image. So if you'll look here, when you hover over it, it says intrinsic size down below. I don't think I'll be able to capture it on hover. It says intrinsic size 1280 by 854. So if you double click on this and then copy that URL to your clipboard, and then we'll open up a new tab here. We can view this. We can see it's a good image. It's a good size image. So now you can grab this, which has the JPEG file extension, and you can copy and paste that directly into your image source here. And then it will display appropriately. Next is image placeholders. And with image placeholders, there are a few that I like to use. Some are more for comical or comedic purposes, but they all play a general role. One of the most popular ones that I found is lorem pixum. And if you utilize this format, you can simply use any image that you like. Even guessing at certain image IDs is easy enough. And I'll give you an example here. If I grab this lorem pixum link here and I insert it here, okay, I don't get an image until I enter this data here. So ID num, I'm just going to choose a random number here, 111. I'm going to choose a width of 400 and a height of 400. Okay, it loads the image. If I scroll down, then I get this image. Okay, and I'm going to just comment these out so we don't have to keep scrolling down. Okay, so if I change out this ID, 139. It'll give me another image that will also be 400 by 400. If I want to change this to a different aspect ratio, 1600 by 900, it's the same image because it's based on that ID. It's just bigger, okay, and it's more responsive. So if I choose image, let's say image 56, let's see what this shows. Okay, this is a bokeh pattern, and I can, again, I can scale that down to whatever I want. It is based on the ID, so it's going to give me the same image because it's image 56, but it's going to change those dimensions. And lastly here, we have artificial intelligence images. Now, these, depending on the license that you're using, these are yours to use free and clear. They are unique. So if you do fall under a free usage license or some type of license where you don't have to pay in order to use it, then you are free to use them. Now, some of the most popular ones are going to be Midjourney. Okay, Midjourney does require you to use an application called Discord, and you actually build your images within Discord. You don't build them on a web interface. So you do need to understand how Discord works and how to apply the prompts within them. It is kind of a eggshell sort of sign up where you do have to just be careful, understand what you're doing, understand the licensing that you're accepting. It is not free. I believe the minimum package, if you buy it yearly, it equates to $8 a month, or you can go month to month, which I believe is $10. Another one is Leonardo.ai. Okay, this is another very good one. You get 150 credits per day to use. I'm not entirely sure how many images that equates to on a daily basis, but without selecting a particular plan, you can get free images out of this. The one that I use most often is called Starry AI. And this one, you get 5 credits per day to utilize. And those credits do roll over day after day. And I let those credits build up and use them whenever I need them. Um, and I find this app to be much easier to use than something like Midjourney. Whereas Midjourney does give you better images, this is just probably one of the easier applications to use. And back to Leonardo.ai, I don't believe this has a mobile app. Starry AI does. And Midjourney, again, this is through um, utilizing Discord. Discord does, of course, have a mobile app. So for the purposes of this demonstration, let's go ahead and use Starry AI. So I'm already logged in, and I'm going to create, and I want to create, let's say I want to create a photo. Okay. And all I need to do is say um, bulldog puppy sitting still wearing a baseball cap with a margarita next to him. Okay. And it's going to use artificial intelligence, and it's going to find a picture of a bulldog puppy sitting still wearing a baseball cap, or put a baseball cap on the puppy and then add a margarita next to him. Let's add a background with a background of a high school. Okay. This is extremely random, but this is the power of AI. So let's go ahead and hit generate, and I'm going to pause the video and we'll come back when this image displays. So we're back, and this bulldog has been created. Now, I can tell you already that it looks like it's going to have missed the margarita. However, when I open the image, okay, it gives you 4 different images. I can see what appears to be maybe desks in the background, possibly of a high school. Um, so sometimes it'll give you what you need. Sometimes it'll give you most of what you need. Sometimes it'll give you part of what you need. It just depends. You can also take these and you can evolve these, and it'll cost credits, but essentially you can continue to expand upon these. So if I view the next image, I just get another picture of another bulldog puppy wearing a baseball hat. That's a good one. And there's the final one. So again, it does kind of look like I'm in maybe a school setting. This kind of looks like a desk over here. I see kind of a shelf of storage back here. So it could be inclusive of some kind of a high school. So I'll take the image that I want, and now I can copy that image address, and I can take that over to our CodePen, and hopefully it will display. So it displays it as a WebP, which is similar to a JPEG, but it's more compressed. And now I can use that image without any attribution. I don't have to ask permission. I can just use it as I please. Okay. And these types of images, again, you have to double check and make sure that you're allowed to use the image where you want to use it, especially if you're going with like Midjourney. But that's only their licensing. Uh, you do have to pay in order to use their license. But something like Starry AI, um, yeah, I don't have if I created it myself, then I don't have to ask anybody permission to use it. And I'm going to go ahead and do another example of a different type of image entirely. Let's go to create, and this time let's do an illustration. And now I'm going to choose a prompt here. So let's say cat and dog giving each other a high five. And let's go ahead and generate that. And we'll pause and come right back. Okay, we're back here. And as you can see, I do have some of these illustration images. I did go ahead and do another prompt of photography. It hasn't quite returned what I wanted, but this gives you a general idea of how this works. So, and I believe this would work better with something like Midjourney, but this is what we get for now. So I asked for a cat and dog giving each other a high five. And in this case, it gave me two cats, but they are giving each other a high five. And there's another one, and there's the last one. Now in the photos, this one gave me, for starters, um, a human giving a high five, but the dog not reacting. Here I have the dog and the human both giving a high five. Now, as you can see on the paw here, it doesn't render it 100%. Also, this person's fingers look a little odd here with the extra space in between the fingers. The thumb looks extra big, and as you can see, something is wrong with the foot down here. So these don't always return 100% well, but that is basically a computer generating, thinking and generating something based on your prompt. Okay, here's a decent one. It's not a high five, but it's something. And that one, I can't tell if the dog is going to eat the cat or if they're just being friendly. Anyways, that's how these AI generated images work, and you can utilize these images again without asking anybody's permission as long as you're the one that created them. So I hope this video was helpful. Please write in the comments below if you have any questions, and I'll work on creating additional videos to support those questions. See you next time.